Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Sunday, which most of you motherfuckers are going to read or listen to on Monday. But it's all good. Love you guys. I check the analytics, so I know. But for today's beautiful Sunday episode, what we're going to do is go over a bit of a nasty thread. So if you're eating, go ahead and pause, finish up eating, and then hopefully you can hold your lunch down together, because today's thread is, as a cleaner, what's the worst thing you've ever seen, no matter how gory or disgusting? All right? So, again, if you're eating, finish up eating. If you got an iron stomach, go ahead and eat through it. But let's get on to it. One time I offered to help a friend clean out an old dilapidated house that they planned to move into after the old owners moved out a week ago or so. The paint was forming blister-like pockets of rainwater and peeling off the walls. The bathroom reeked of sewage, and the floors were caked with clumps of moist dirt that smelled of mold. To say nothing of the spoiled food in the fridge they'd left behind for some reason. But the worst part was when we checked the basement, because as it turned out, the previous owner had abandoned a dog in there. His fur was so overgrown that it was basically a disgusting mat, all encrusted in dirt and dust and feces and urine, to the point when we first saw him, we didn't even know exactly what we were looking at. And he was also pitifully thin. The owners had bailed out a week ago, so that meant he hadn't eaten for at least a week and survived off the puddles of water that leaked through the walls. Oh my goodness. This poor pup. And when my friend went and rushed him to a nearby vet, he had dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of ticks under the goppy mess of coat. When they finally shaved it off, it took the vet several hours to pluck off all the ticks, and when she was done, she'd collected enough to fill a small pickle jar. Wow. Fortunately for the poor pooch, he had a happy ending. My friend eventually decided to adopt him after we cleaned out the old house and they fully moved in. Oh, when he said happy ending, I thought he passed away peacefully or something. Thank God. Okay, he's alive, everybody. The dog is alive. Woo! And after the dog made a full recovery at the vets, as for the original owners, they were traced down eventually and got a rather large fine for animal neglect and cruelty, and were banned from owning pets again. Facts. Because that's what they deserve. I can't believe people do that to pets. That's crazy, man. I do. Hey, at least out of this nasty cleanup job, you got a cool dog out of it. You know. Got a lifelong best friend. I just can't stand when people do stuff like that. Oh, that irks my soul. Because I love animals, and that irks my soul when people do that to animals. It's like, for what and why? Man, take it to a vet. Or not a vet, I'm sorry. Take it to a clinic, or, surrender them over. Like, something. But you're just going to leave them there to die? Like, that's crazy. All right. Not a cleaner, but I helped some friends who were trying to clean out their neighbor's neglected house after he had a stroke. It was beyond help. Truly, I don't know how the state never got involved. They're still not aware of the hazard this house poses, and it's only gotten worse since he went into nursing care. But his estate pays the bills, I guess. The poor guy had been in a wheelchair for a long time and was essentially trapped on the first floor of a 3-floor colonial home that had been in his family for generations. He had a single clearish path through decades of trash from the front door and the couch to the bathroom and kitchen, and he would feed stray cats that made their way inside and had kittens. And raccoons also made their way in. The smell was beyond ammonia and urea. I always wore a respirator and my lungs would still be irritated. The rest of the first floor was so inundated with trash that it took weeks to create a path to the other rooms, which were also packed to the doors barely opened, and to the stairs. Stairwell was worse. When he'd spend a few months in the hospital years early, and his sisters, who had had a bad relationship with died on the second floor. When he returned, he assumed she had taken off and never bothered to tell him. It took several years before the decomposition caused the ceiling to collapse, prompting the first responders to check out the second floor and find her remains. Oh my God. Again, I do not know how the state didn't intervene at this point. No one could come to deal with what was left upstairs after her remains were removed. The bed was left as is, just soaked in ancient putrid rot, and by the time we found it all, we were so overwhelmed that we just kind of marveled at it all and tried to piece together what the hell happened. Dozens of trash bags filled with empty cans and cat litter and cigarette cartons and beer cans had been ripped open and strewn everywhere, probably the raccoons. There was cat litter everywhere. There was 2 dead cats locked in a bathroom that may or may not have heads. Oh my Jesus. They had been there for so long it was impossible to tell. My friend found documents suggesting she had lung cancer, and we wonder if she took her own life. Amazingly, the attic was perfectly sealed and dry and protected a lot of antique treasures. My friends kept trying to go through everything, less to save the house and more to find family photos, history, anything the owner may want, and then almost in an attempt to put together some kind of record of the family, they found a lot of photos, film slides, old letters, and ancestries, keepsakes, but the pipes froze and burst last winter, and it became even more of a biohazard, which is a shame. Wow. That is crazy. So first off, if you've ever seen the show Hoarders and how they just have mountains of trash, but they have like little pathways within the trash to get to places, that's what the first floor looked like. Then the second floor is full of cat pee and dookie and all kinds of animal stuff. There's dead animals up there. There's raccoons. There's stuff like that. And then there is a dead person up there. The owner's daughter was up there dead. And I'm like, you couldn't smell that? I mean, I guess not with all the trash that you had at the bottom. Like, bro. And then it was so bad that she rotted through the floor and the ceiling collapsed. And that was the only way they found out that her body was up there. That is wild. Whoa. Like, dude. Oh, imagine seeing that. Oh my goodness. That would be horrendous. You know, I mean, they didn't see the body, but they did see like the bed that she was laying in, and it was just, you know, rotted up and decayed. And then there's just cats that got locked into a bathroom, and they died and probably chewed each other's head off to eat or something. Like, wow. Just wow, dude. That is crazy to me. Like, I cannot believe that is what's going on. Woo! There are people who live like that, you know? Damn. My grandmother used to be a principal of a school in the 70s and 80s. A teacher approached her about 2 siblings that always looked tired, had trouble with homework and grades, and frankly smelled terrible all the time. The head teacher of the 2 and my grandmother invited the parents of the children like 4 times, and they never showed up. The parents gave an apology letters to their kids, stating stuff like they had a surprise visitor, someone fell ill. A bit later, my grandmother, the head teacher, and a youth welfare officer knocked on the door of the family to talk about things. One of the children opened the door. The smell was sickening. The garbage was beside some paths everywhere. There were mice and rats on the floor, on the shelves, in the garbage. Not a single light was on, and the bathtub was almost completely full of urine and shit. The mother passed out on the couch. So the mother was single, lost her job, could not afford to pay water and electricity anymore, and survived on food stamps. Why would you pee and dookie in the bathtub when you could I would do it outside? You know what I mean? That way it's not in the house. I'm not smelling that. That's okay. God, that's disgusting. Could not afford to pay water and electricity anymore and survived on food stamps. When she was given money by the state, she would use it to buy drugs. Needless to say, they got the kids out of the flat immediately, and the youth welfare officer waited another 4 hours in the hellhole to inform the mom. Damn, so they waited for her to get out of her drug-induced coma so they could tell her, hey, yo, we taking your kids because your ass can't take care of nothing. God damn, dude. Wow. And that's why I always say teachers got tough jobs, because not only are you looking after these kids at school, but sometimes you got to kind of see through what is actually going on with them and, figure these types of things out, because there are kids who have really shitty home lives, and it's usually the reason why they have bad grades or they're cutting up or they're doing what they're doing, because the home life is so bad. And these kids, their home life was absolutely terrible. Oh my goodness. Oh, those poor babies. My goodness. Let me see. Oh shit. Yes. Okay. Used to be the hospice caretaker for my father with cancer. Went from fully functional lad to completely deathly over a course of 2 years. Nearing the end, he was unable to make bathroom trips alone, but also too prideful to always ask for help. One of our worst experiences was a time when he had tried to get up to the bathroom himself, but collapsed before making it, ending up, both vomiting and defecating all over the floor with him rolling in it. Nothing more scary than waking up at 3 a.m. to your father screaming, begging for help, not only to open the door to a scene like that. Wow. Oh, that must have just been heart-wrenching. Absolutely heart-wrenching. And I know that kind of situation because I used to date somebody in that position where her grandmother was like that, and her grandmother was sickly and she couldn't get up. She couldn't really do much. And it was just tough to kind of see her living her entire life sitting down in front of a TV, you know what I mean? And it was heartbreaking. And that kind of stuff really sucks. And when it gets bad, it gets bad. That's what sucks. It's like that you have those kind of golden nugget moments where they seem just fine and you're like, everything's going to be all right. And then all of a sudden you have these kind of moments where they're crashing out and you're just like, oh my God, it's, oh goodness, man. Goodness. Worked in a doggy daycare, and there was this one white lab who had severe Cotraphagia, something like that. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the shit out of that. It's like coparophagia, something like that. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the shit out of that. Okay. I've never seen a dog so obsessed with shit. She'd eat it out of the trash, follow dogs who were going just to gorge on it. Anyway, she used to eat it so much that she'd throw it up, so it was a horrible runny mess. That was one of the worst smelling things I've ever smelled. We eventually got her under control, and she was sneaky. We called it shot mitt and would have to unload like a whole can of deodorizer / disinfectant. Oh, that's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Now, I understand that sometimes dogs and cats do eat vomit and they do eat dookie because for them, for some reason, they can smell the food that is in it and they just think, oh, this smells like food. I'm going to eat this. And that's just absolutely fucking disgusting. But this dog would eat dookie and then throw up the dookie, and then you had to fucking clean up a mix of dookie vomit. That's, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm telling you, I gave you a warning in the beginning. If you are eating, pause, finish eating, and then do it. If you got an iron stomach, good on you, because I don't. Oh my Lord. Okay, moving on. My very first job was working at McDonald's. You can kind of already get where this story is heading. I don't, man. I've never worked at McDonald's, so I don't know. You tell me. There was a somewhat older gentleman who approached me and asked for the bathroom immediately because his wife needs to go ASAP. I point him in the direction and think nothing of it. Quite some time has passed and I completely forget about him until he approaches me and offers me money and apologizes profusely. He didn't give any details but just continued to say that he was so sorry and he tries to respectfully leave the restaurant. I was a bit confused but couldn't accept any money because it was against company policy. I also naively thought, how bad can it be? Let me tell you, the act of desecration I saw in the bathroom was unmatched to anything I've seen in my life. I've changed blown out diapers before, and those pale in comparison to the graffiti and defecation I saw in the bathroom. It was as if someone had a machine gun fully loaded with human doo-doo and unloaded it in the handicap stall. Disgusted doesn't even come close to the way I felt after witnessing such an abomination from a human's rectum. And that, my friends, was all when I was making a whopping $6 an hour. I would quit. I would turn in my McDonald's hat right then and there. I am so sorry. I would walk out. There is no way I am cleaning up doo-doo off the walls and the floor. I'd be like, no. Not me, Chief. Not me, Jesus. I ain't the one. I'd be like, it was a good run. It was a good run. But it ain't me. Oh, hell no, man. Oh. Whoo. Damn, man. He said, we knew where this was going to be heading, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Like, dude. For no lie, though, when I was reading it, I kind of was just like, is his wife dead in there? And he just left the body? I ain't gonna lie to you. I was kind of just like, wait a minute. Like, is his wife just dead in there? And he's just like, here's some money. And he just wants to leave, And for a second, I thought that. I ain't gonna lie. For a second, I thought he was gonna open that door and there's just a dead old lady on the toilet or something. But he got doo-doo. Like, all right. Not a cleaner, but in my freshman year of college, we had 2-person room that shared bathroom, toilet, and tiled walk-in shower with another 2-person room. If you look down the room, it was a giant H. Oh, okay. If you looked at the room, it was a giant H. Well, the other room was bought by some rich Chad, so he paid for 2 people to have his own room to himself. He would have parties over there all the time and keep my roommate and I up. Okay. We joined him every now and then, but generally didn't like the guy. Well, come winter break and last week of semester, he and his buddies had a wild ass party. They absolutely destroyed the shared bathroom, vomiting all over the floor, the toilet, and the shower floor and walls. It was disgusting. We stopped by and told him to clean it up before break, and another group of friends down the hall let us use their showers. Well, he left for winter. We left for winter. Everyone came back to vomit and shit, just sitting there rotting up our bathroom for like a month. Oh my, it was the nastiest shit ever. I hired a cleanup crew and put his name on the bill and slid it under his door. Never heard from him or about it again. Facts. I'd be like, nigga, you rich ass bitch, you're gonna pay for this. Because we told you to clean it. You didn't want to clean it. All you had to do was call some cleaners. You know what I mean? Like, you got money. So, damn, handle that shit. That's wild. Wow. That's wild and that's disgusting. for a month. Oh, that cleanup crew was just like, fuck my life. Oh my God. They were just like, you fucking college. I bet they never wanted to take a college call ever again. Ever again. I bet they were just like, fuck these college kids. I would have charged them up the wazoo. Up the wazoo, man. I would be charging the shit out of them. Oh, you have no idea how hard I would be charging them. Like, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't be able to feel the wrath of how hard I would charge those kids. Man, if I had to clean that. You're crazy. All right. I'm a plumber, and we get a call from one of our contacts about a mentally challenged couple who lived together having issues with their sewer system. They were part of church housing. I arrived on site, and it was pre-warned about the smell. Even warnings of what to expect in the bathroom. One person said, don't be surprised if you find a fetus.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Okay. Luckily, no fetus, but my heart sunk walking into their place. They were absolutely lovely and didn't understand how bad they were suffering. I don't gag often, but this bathroom was horrible. 8 months, this bathroom had been sitting stale, full of shit. They had been shitting in plastic bags and throwing them into the rubbish bin to remove. Unfortunately, a 5-inch tree root had grown through the 6-inch boundary shaft. There is nothing we can do other than dogging it up. Okay, I guess digging it up. The church decided to look after and resolve the issues. To this day, my heart sinks thinking about this couple. Oh my goodness. The moment he said you might find a fetus, I was like, what? So you're telling me this mentally challenged couple was busting all kinds of nuts, and then the girl, I don't know, did something to get a fetus to fall out of her, like, and so they're just like, hey, yeah, or she had a miscarriage. I have no fucking clue. I don't know how a fetus could get there. Maybe you guys let me know in the comments, how the hell could a fetus get into a toilet? But hey, okay, that is just woo. God damn. And then they're dookie it in plastic bags and then throwing away in the rubbish bin. Like, how do you live like that? How do you live like that? That just sounds like torture to me. Oh my God, that sounds like torture. Oh. All right, we're going to do one more. All right. Former carpet cleaner. I used to clean a lot of assisted living spaces for old folks. You got all kinds of people. One man got his carpet cleaned every 6 months, religiously, paid in cash with exact change. He gave me a handful of cinnamon hard candies as a tip. I remember going into an older lady's place. She had never been a customer before. There were shit stains all over the carpet. Pets were allowed, so I told her she needed to train her dog better, and I would need to charge her extra to treat it all and get the smell out. She replied, I wish I could blame the dog. She had been prescribed by a new medication, and it was wreaking havoc on her bowels, so she also told me she couldn't afford to pay extra to treat the shit stains. She was 80 years old and still working at Walmart. I treated it anyway because no one should have to live like that. Facts. And then she's 80 years old, still working at Walmart. Oh, that hurts. That's why, man, I'd be looking into investment shit and, doing retirement stuff. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because I ain't trying to be 80 years old working at Walmart. That's just, oh my God. Oh, that's just crazy. She's like on her way to the toilet. She's probably just doo-dooing all over the floor because, she's 80. She can't hold it like that. You know what I mean? When it's coming, it's gonna come, Oh, my goodness. That was a disgusting thread. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you didn't throw up. Hopefully you heeded my warning in the beginning and you finished your food and then you were able to hold it down listening to this. And you people with an iron stomach, you're disgusting. You're disgusting, okay? How can you get through this grotesque thread while shoving food down your throat? I'll never understand it because even my stomach is just weak right now. Oh my goodness. Hope you guys enjoyed that thread. That was a wild, crazy one. My goodness. We keep coming out with them bangers out here in 2024. But I'm going to go ahead and shoot through the announcements super duper fast because I know this is the worst part of the podcast for you guys, but I got to do it. All right. I love you. Patreon.com/My Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured on Tuesday as well as Sunday. Guess what today is? Sunday episodes. All right. And, if you're primarily an audio listener, keep downloading the podcast, rating 5 stars if you haven't already. It helps out a lot, and it's free 99, baby. And if it's faux free, then it's faux you, all right? If it's faux free, it's faux you. And then if you want to help us even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube. All that is in the sexy little description. It's in the link tree. Go on over there. Yeah, that should be it. Okay. All right. Without further ado, let's get into our scenarios for today. Our first one is, would I be the asshole if I placed my girlfriend's child for adoption? What? What? Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. My girlfriend was in a car accident with my best friend. She passed away, and he is hospitalized. I went to visit him, and he admitted that they were having an affair. Whoa. Oh my God. Karma ended her life. Karma ended her life. She was fucking his friend. His best friend at that. And they got into a car accident, and she died. Oh my God. He said our newborn daughter was actually his. Oh my. Wow. Okay. This keeps getting juicier. He was afraid that he was not going to make it, and he wanted me to know the truth. I was broken. I had just lost my girlfriend, my best friend, and now maybe all I had left. I took a paternity test, and I am not the father. I approached my church as they are affiliated with a private adoption organization. I am thinking of putting my child up for adoption. I mean, your friend's child, but I get it. I am on the birth certificate. Oh, she got pregnant by another man and made you sign the birth certificate. Wow. That's tough. That's tough. I am her legal father. My mom and dad have been helping me, but I have not told them yet that she isn't biologically mine. Am I the asshole for considering this? When I first read it, I was thinking like, yo, that's kind of fucked up. But with the situation that you're in, I mean, for one, you owe nothing to your ex-best friend. Let's keep that real. You owe nothing to that guy. Your girlfriend who passed away, I mean, rest in peace to her, but I mean, karma done took her out. Karma assassinated her, if I'm being honest with you. You know, because you got to think about it, man. If she wasn't out doing what she was doing, guess what? She'd still be alive. You know? She'd still be alive. And it's the truth. It's a fucked up truth, but it's the truth. You know? And so it's just one of those things where it's like, damn, bro, that is just wild. And, you know, you not being able to take care of the kid and, you know, because you're already dealing with so much. I mean, dude, you lost a girlfriend and then you lost your best friend. Yeah. And then you find out that this kid is not yours. Like, that in itself is just immense amounts of trauma. That is immense amount of stress. That is immense amount of just a shitstorm. You know what I mean? And I think what's best for you is to try to give that child a better life, because I don't think that you mentally could give that child a good life, even if you tried. Just all the stuff that you're going through, like, bro, you're going to need some therapy like a motherfucker like me. I don't really think therapy works too much, but in a situation like this, I do think it would work. You know, I think a lot of people kind of go to therapy for stupid reasons, if I'm being real with you. Just because they go for reasons that, you know, it just kind of puts a Band-Aid on it and then that's it. But something like this, man, like, I feel like this is immensely traumatic to the point where yeah, therapy would work for somebody like you because you need an outlet and fast. And I don't think a hobby, I don't think distracting yourself, I don't think, you know what I mean? I mean, sure, he could try to go to the gym and all that kind of stuff, but I think he would need a quick, outlet. And I think therapy would be the fastest outlet for him, and because this dude is just, whoo, man, dude. Oh, that's tough. You guys let me know what you think. Is he an asshole for considering giving up? That's not even his daughter, but his girlfriend's daughter, let's say, up for adoption. Let me know. That is a crazy thing. All right, am I the asshole for disowning my daughter after she refused to leave her boyfriend? Whoa. Okay. I, male, 45. My daughter, 21, female, has always been my pride and joy. I've worked hard to provide for her, but maybe I focused too much on my job and not enough on her. A few months ago, she started dating this guy from a modest background. At first, I tried to keep an open mind, but as soon as I noticed he was controlling and manipulative, he isolated her from her friends, belittled her, and it seemed like he was only interested in her for our money. Wow. I was worried sick. Despite my concerns, she stayed with him. Every time I tried to talk to her, she defended him, saying I don't understand. I felt desperate and frustrated. In a moment of anger and fear, I shot him. No, I'm just kidding. In a moment of anger and fear for her future, I gave her an ultimatum. Leave him or I'd cut her off financially. She chose him. What? Heartbroken and frustrated, I stuck to my word and disowned her. I stopped all financial support and cut off contact, hoping she would see the truth about him and come back. But she moved in with him and they struggled. I heard through mutual friends that he was treating her poorly, which tore me apart. I blame myself, thinking if I had been more present, she wouldn't have ended up with someone like this. Her mother passed away when she was just 6 years old. I've always tried to be the best father for her, but maybe I failed her in some ways. Months passed without us speaking, and I started to feel guilty about cutting her off. I missed her terribly and regretted the harshness of my decision. So am I the asshole for disowning my daughter after she refused to leave her boyfriend? Man, I personally don't think you're the asshole, and the reason why is because your daughter is an adult, and I think that you as a parent can only do so much. You can see it and be like, sweetheart, I don't think this guy is good for you because of X, Y, and Z. And if they choose not to do that, sometimes you have to let your kids bear the consequences of their actions. And I know as a parent, you want to save them from these actions, and you see them coming from a mile away, and you're just like, if you just listen to me, you won't have to struggle. But that's what it is. They have to go through it in order to realize what you're actually saying. And it's sadly a lesson that I think most people have to learn. Are there some kids that just get it? 100%. But I think most kids act like they know everything, and they think that they can do it, and they think, no, my situation is different, when it's not. It's completely the same. And then they go through it, and I'm sure there's going to be a day when she breaks up with that dude and she comes back to her dad and is just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I didn't listen to you. And it is what it is. And it sucks because it might get to a point where she is pregnant with a child. And that's when, she decides to come back. And that's going to really suck, because a lot of times when girls are in this situation, that's usually what happens. It takes them having a child and getting left on their own by the guy to take care of this child. It takes that much for them to fucking realize what their dad was trying to tell them, or what their, male figure in their life was trying to tell them about this guy. And it's just like, but I don't think you're the asshole, because what you're doing is you're like, okay, this is the choice that you made. I'm giving you the choice. You want to be with this dude? Then you be with this dude. But you're going to be with him, and you're going to fucking struggle. You're not going to be with him and it's easy street. You know what I mean? Nah. And she's just, you know, she is bearing the responsibility of her actions, and it just is what it is. And as a parent, you kind of just got to let that happen, you know. Obviously, be ready for her to come back, you know, and be ready with open arms and so on and so forth. I mean, you know, don't just, you know, shoo her away like, oh, I want to come back. Nah, fuck you, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, nah. But yeah, as a parent, I think that's just something you have to do. And it sucks because you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? It's like playing a video game and you know what's going to happen next. And you're just like, why are you doing that? They're going to do this, you know. But it happens anyway. So you guys let me know what you think, though. Was he the asshole? Was he not? Tell me why. All right, on to our next one. Came to know on my birthday that my long distance relationship boyfriend is cheating on me. I mean, girl, anybody could have told you that. Like, come on, man. Long distance relationships. Come on, man. Name somebody that has a successful long distance relationship, man. Because trust me, it ain't working. All right, I am a 25 female and was dating a 30 male for 2 years. I had a very important entrance exam on the same day, which eventually got postponed. He had come to my city to meet me and celebrate my birthday after the exam. We had plans of involving our families after my exam and to think of a marriage. So before I could do that, my friends who had ties in the city and hospital he worked at told me he's been involved with a new girl. People have seen him make out with her in public at a restaurant. My relatives own, my man's is bold. He was like, yeah, my girlfriend's relatives, look at my new girl. I'm like, yo, wow, okay. My man's got some nuts on him. And that he's been telling everyone that I'm his ex. That's tough. When I met him on my birthday, I confronted him and he denied everything, manipulated me into believing that maybe they were all just rumors. He left getting upset that I disrespected him with my allegations. I finally reached out to my relative who owns the restaurant and found the clip of him kissing her. My entire world broke. The blindfold was off. I could see the cheating scum I was about to introduce to my parents. Oh, baby girl. Woo! I blocked him on everything. This was 5 days ago. Last night, he used another number to call me, which I didn't recognize. Now, this is where I fucked up. I responded and let out all my anger. I asked him on all sorts of questions. Turns out he had been fucking her for 3 weeks, while a picture of me and the letters I wrote him were right there on a table. And in all those 3 weeks, he never thought about me, not even once. I used to talk to him daily, by the way. Nothing he said to me justified lying and cheating and manipulating me. It only made it worse. I don't know what I was expecting. I am not an inherently hateful person, but I want him to suffer for everything he done and stay miserable for the rest of his miserable life. I can't help but think how he could do that. How he could still show up for my birthday, how he could keep lying, manipulating me after he got caught, how he could say that he still loves me. I hate who I have become because of him. I don't hate people. I don't wish that anyone be miserable, but with him, I really hate all that. I know at the end of the day, the universe has protected me, but I can't stop the pain. He doesn't deserve my anger or my pain or my tears. He deserves nothing from me, but it just hurts so much. I still have to prepare for my exam and I can't get anything done. I would really appreciate some advice. Oh, man, girl. Woo. Oh, I mean, I'm glad you found out, and I'm glad that he didn't meet your parents. But personally, I think where you went wrong was the fact that it was a long-distance relationship. You know, long distance relationships just don't really last. Sure. Will they last for a year? Or let me say this. Will they last for a couple months? Sure. Will they last for a year? Sure. I think anything past a year, though, that's when it gets tough. You know what I mean? That's when it gets real hard, because you don't see your partner all the time, and then you kind of start wandering, your eyes are wandering, and you realize, it's not like she's ever going to find out, he's never going to find out, so on and so forth. And then it just kind of creates this thought in your head like, well, I could get away with it. You know what I mean? And that's the toughest part. I get it. You liked him and you wanted, to be with him and so on and so forth. But my goodness. As you don't really need any advice, girl. If I'm being honest with you, you really don't. I would just focus on the things that are important to you. Focus on, being a better person. And that's that. You know what I mean? Change your life up a lot. You know what I mean? Get a little more active. Get in the gym. Get out and get into groups more and meet people, friends, stuff like that. Meet some like-minded people. Go out with them. Have a good time. You know what I mean? Really just live life. And be happy. And that way when you post a picture and he's stalking your Instagram, well, guess what? You look happy. And he's just sitting there like, wow, how could she be so happy without me? And it's just like, nigga, really?
Bruh.
Really? like, fuck you talking about? Of course I'm going to be happy without your bitch ass. Go be with that other girl, man. You wanted to have your tongue down her throat and shit like that. And you wanted to go to my relative's restaurant and be blah, 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 blah. Like, go on, man. Go be happy. But I think that's the best thing that you can do. And I think that's going to like fuck up him too. Yeah. So you'll kind of be like getting your revenge, but also improving your life as well. You know what I mean? Got your girlfriend. Yeah. Like I said, meet some like-minded people, get into groups, go to the gym a little bit, because when you go to the gym and you kind of like, it becomes just a routine thing. Give it like a month or two, and then you're going to start noticing your body changing, and you're going to be like, wow, and you're going to like the way you look in the mirror, and you're going to like the way clothes fit on you, and you're going to like the way, you're going to be feeling cute. You're going to be feeling like a little bad bitch. You're like, God damn. Ooh, I got it going on. You know what I mean? And other guys going to be looking at you like, God damn. They're going to be like, ha, I like that right there, And then, like I said, you meet some like-minded people, go on some dates. Like I said, take some pictures of you just being happy, living life. And I guarantee you, give it like a month or two, he's going to be stalking your shit, seeing how happy you are, and he can be like, wow, you happy without me? Wow, you going to the gym now? Wow. Yeah, oh, trust me. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to go. Do you, girl? Do you? If you have any advice for her just leave it in the comments, man. I'd love to read it. All right. Am I overreacting that it's weird my partner stays up late drinking with my friends? All right, let's see what's up. The first time it happened was at my partner's apartment. We were drinking, smoked a little, and got dinner. I went to bed around 1:30 a.m., so it's not like I went to bed early. I figured my friend and him would wrap up shortly, but my partner didn't come to bed until 5 a.m. and woke me up. It happened again recently with another friend. Same scenario. I went to bed around 1 a.m. They stayed up until 4 a.m. They also kept waking me up with music and loud chatter. They kept drinking as well. In both situations, this resulted in my partner being hungover, sleeping in, and delaying plans we had the next day. This is more so the part that bothers me. I have told him I didn't like that he stayed up so late drinking as well as waking me up. He apologized. Something in my gut makes me feel more bothered by it. He is straight and both friends are female. Two different friends, separate times. And I generally don't see any issue with it about gender. He is very loyal and talks about marriage, being with me forever, etc. Again, it's mainly when it happened twice. It happened twice, and mainly on the basis of just didn't stop talking. In both cases, my friend and him both tell me my friend and him both tell me what they stayed up late talking about, but to 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I will be honest, I think he would have a much more vocal reaction if I did the same thing with his friends. He doesn't trust a lot of men and is usually and usually questions the intentions of guy friends wanting to hang out one-on-one if they're single, maybe that's where I'm feeling off. Well, I mean, you got to understand it's different though, and I only say that because for him, he looks at it like, well, these are my girlfriend's friends. Nothing can happen with them, because if something does happen with them, I lose my girl. But if you go out one-on-one with a guy friend, well, that guy he's trying to fuck. Like, let's be real. He's trying to fuck. That's how it's different. You know what I mean? And I kind of think you are overreacting a little bit, because I think he is just spending time with your friends, and he does want to he's probably getting to know you a lot better through your friends. I think he wants to be close with them because they are your friends, and he looks at it like, I want everybody to be cool and copacetic, and I want them to like me, because I know that's a big thing even for me. Like, if I start dating a girl, I want her friends to like me, because I want us to all be able to hang out and everything is comfortable and we all vibe and get along, because I love that. You know what I mean? If I get to kick it with my girl and her friends, or I get to kick it with my girl and my friends, and we're all friends, you know what I mean? We're all cool. We all talk to each other and banter and have a good time, and I truly think that that's where it's coming from, because like you said, he's a loyal guy. He talks about marriage and being with you forever and etc. So I think he's really trying to build that good foundation by like, hey, I want to know, your friends. I want to be close with your family. I want to be close with the people that you are close with, the people that you cherish. I want to do that. But it is different when you go hang out with a guy friend, because that guy friend that is single, well, guess what? He's going to try to pry into that relationship. He's going to be like, oh, how's the relationship going? Anything bad? Oh, like, man, he doesn't do that? Psh, wouldn't be me, girl. I'd be, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's just so much bad intention in that. But with him hanging out with your friends, there couldn't be a bad intention. There just couldn't, because he's just like, I know that if I got drunk with her friend and I kissed her friend, I lose my girl. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose my girl. So why am I going to do that? So I think you are overreacting. I think he's just trying to get to know your friends a lot more, and he's trying to get to know you through them a lot more. Yeah. Now, as far as like playing the music and getting drunk and all that kind of stuff, maybe I would talk with him and be like, hey, maybe you guys just kind of tone it down just a little bit. Maybe, when I go to bed around 1 a.m., maybe 2 more hours at most, and then come to bed. You know what I mean? And just kind of talk about his drinking problem. Like, look, you're waking up hungover and you're fucking up our plans and stuff like that. So I'm not saying not have a good time, but maybe drink a little less. Have 1 or 2 less beers that you normally do, or 1 or 2 less drinks or shots, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Kind of talk about them with those things, because those things I don't think you're overreacting to. Because, yeah, if he's waking up hungover and, it's fucking up you guys' plans and shit like that, then, yeah, that's a little too much, because it's like, dude, especially if you guys plan, like, a really nice date and stuff like that, then he gets hungover and he's like, oh, I don't want to go, and then you're just like, really? I was looking forward to this all week, and, like, that would fuck things up. But as far as, like, him talking to your friends, Nah, I don't think I think you're overreacting with that one. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments, though. This is going to be our last scenario for today's show. If you've gotten this far in the show, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Love you. Let's get into the last scenario. Okay. Am I the asshole for having my bikini top untied in front of my husband's friend? So the friend saw some yitties. What? He was just like, yo. My man was looking. All right, let's see. Went to the beach yesterday with my husband, his buddy from work, and his girlfriend. It was just a chill beach day, and after an hour of talking or so, I decided to lay out. I was face down and untied my bikini top because I hate those weird strappy tan lines. I ain't gonna lie to you, girl. Tan lines are sexy. All right, I'm just saying. I know a lot of guys, and I mean a lot of guys, that are just like, tan lines are sexy. I don't know why. They just are. There's just something about it. They're just sexy. But okay, I digress. The girlfriend started making really snarky comments about me being a whore and flashing her boyfriend, and told me tie it back up. I was really confused. It's not like I was actually topless or my nipples were exposed. I know that I definitely had some side boob action showing, and I can understand why you wouldn't want your boyfriend staring, but that feels pretty tame to me when most of the other girls at the beach were also in thong bikinis. It's not like people are all that covered up at the beach anyway. I told her that if she'd given me a "hey girl, this makes me a little uncomfortable and here's why," that I would have happily tied my top back up. But that she didn't have any right to slut shame me and then tell me what to do with my body. She told me that was some of the most pathetic virtue signaling they've ever heard, and they left about 10 minutes later. Am I the asshole? Nah, man. That girl's a bitch. What the fuck? And I think it's true. It's like, why come at me all sideways when you could have just came at me correctly? Like, hey, my man's over here trying to look at your titties. Like, if you could just tie it back up, whatever, we'd be all cool. All right. I'm just letting you know. She makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? You come at her with a little bit of respect. It's like, bitch, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I'm minding my own business, doing my own thing. You got these girls with ass cheeks and cellulite all out. You worried about me? Like, come on, man. Come on now. I guarantee you he already saw, 10, 12 different booties, before we even got to the place that we getting to. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah. If anything, I think she was projecting some anger, because I guarantee you her man's was looking. He was looking at them girls. They were just walking along the beach and whatnot, and he just like, damn. Like, shorty over there gonna photos. Damn. He like, damn. Oh, damn, are them titties fake or they real? Oh, I'd love to squeeze and find out. You know what I mean? Like, she's probably noticing this, like, this motherfucker out here looking at every girl he can get his eyes on, huh? And then I think she just kind of took out all the anger on that one. She's like, you whore! Like, what? What's going on here? What are you doing? But I don't think you're the asshole at all. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments, because like I said, I think homegirl just came at her sideways, and, rightfully so. Get the fuck out of here if that's how you feel. You know what I mean? I'm doing my own thing. My titties ain't out. Because I was thinking it was a thing where she was changing into her bathing suit, and then she hadn't yet put her top on, and then her husband's friend walked in and saw her boobies. And then, then the girlfriend kind of caught it and was just like, oh my God, like, why are you looking at her boobs? That's the situation I thought it was. But she's like laying chest down, like her back is showing, her side boob is showing. Like, come on, man. Like, really? That's why it was a little weird to me. I was just like, she's laying on her stomach. Nothing's really showing. But I don't know. Again, I digress. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. And that'll be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Oh, your boy's a little discombobulated and tired. I did wake up late today, so that's why this episode is going to kind of go out late. Do apologize for that, but most of you guys listen to this on Monday anyway, so it's all good. Hopefully I can make your commute a little better and more interesting. Again, patreon.com/MyLastPodcast. We get an exclusive episode every single Friday. Get on there, $3 a month. Get you that exclusive episode, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured on Tuesday and Sunday shows. You can send me scenarios through Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. It's just I prioritize Patreon people first. All right. If you want to, if you're an audio listener, keep downloading the podcast as well as rating it 5 stars to get new people in here. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing over there. I do check my analytics every other day or so, and I just love the support. I love seeing it. I love seeing you guys come back every Tuesday. Or I'm sorry, is it Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. Yes, every Tuesday, and Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I'm watching the shows, checking them out, and I love that so much. Let's see. If you want to help out on the free 99 side of things, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube. YouTube for the more video side of things, and then TikTok and Instagram for the clips of every single episode. All right, that's going to do it for me. Love you guys all. I will see you on Tuesday for another wacky, crazy episode filled with craziness. Love you guys all. I will see you on Tuesday. Peace.